Hello, so this is part 2 to the video that I would have come out last. I'll probably upload these, not back to back per se as like in the same day, but one and then the other one when my next upload schedule is. I was going to make this as one video, but then I was like, there's going to be such a big gap between when I do my first order to when I do my second order, because I needed to wait from when the summer stuff was getting, obviously I got a lot of stuff on discount, to when the winter stuff was coming in, so I had to wait for the winter stuff to come in. And so we've got a pile here on the floor next to me of my new Uniqlo items for the autumn-winter season, is that what we'd like to call it. Got a guitar now, actually, everyone. Can we see it? There it is. And me kind of cherry coke, because I've just come back from dinner. I've been out for dinner with my mum. Not anyway, just in town. And so the first two items on here, oh yeah, the guitar, by the way. Yeah, I'm learning to play the guitar. Now, anyone who's come to my channel from my website, because I know my channel is linked on my website, you may have just come here. This will be your first upload of the most recent upload of me, first video you've seen of me. And if you've read my website, either you've been a member of my website since like the Amino days when it was back on Amino, and you followed me to my own website, because it did start off as like a personal blog on a blog app called Amino, like the acid, but it was an app called Amino, but it kind of bots took over it and it went pear-shaped. So then I opened my own website, and one of my first one of my first articles I wrote was going back in time. Like, this was about 10 years ago. I am thinking about I'm currently working on a video and a post that I'm currently thinking about to upload next year, because next year is 10 years of me being a minimalist and me identifying as a minimalist. Now I say that, the word minimalist now kind of just refers to more my aesthetic than my lifestyle. I do want to get back, this is on a clothing unboxing video. I know how ironic this seems, but like, I'm trying to find my brand. My brain is everywhere today, by the way. It's absolutely, I've had a really weird couple of weeks. I might get into it at the end of this video if I've got time. I might not. Anyway, my brain's everywhere. Where was I up to in my story? Oh yeah. So yeah, my minimalism thing is more of an aesthetic now, but I am trying to find like my brand. You know, like my go-to. The clothes are great. Trying to say that 10 times fast. Great quality, not great quality, Alex. Great quality, affordable, and so Uniqlo actually offer like a mending service at some of their shops. I think my closest one is Manchester. I don't think the Liverpool one does it, but they will mend clothes. Like, I'm trying to find, that brand. Anyway, so about the guitar, yeah. So anyone who's read through my whole website or was there from the early days will know that some of my first articles was me, how I found minimalism and how I needed to let go of items that were not serving me. Like, for some, I had at one time had 3 DS's, like the Nintendo DS's, right? And I remember I was like, well, why do I have 3 of them? I mean, to be fair, without doing what I did when I was about 16, from about the age of 16 to about 19 was my most, what I call my radical minimalism days. Now, I sold my bed and I slept on a mattress on the floor. If I didn't do that, I wouldn't have been able to travel, or I wouldn't have been able to do the things I did in my early 20s if it wasn't for that. I made, money from selling these things, and it was just bits and pieces here and there, but because I went so radical, so extreme, I'd like to say, radical's probably, I think radical like a political term, but like so extreme in I sold everything. There was at one point during those years, because when I was 17, this is completely off on a tangent. When I was 17, I was diagnosed with something called agoraphobia. And it's something that at the time, it wasn't really seen in people my age group, at the age of like 17, 18, 19. And I was housebound for 18 months. I did not leave my front door for 18 months. I had therapists come. My mum got in touch with like a hypnotherapist to try and hypnotize at me. We tried everything and one day it didn't go away. It will never go away. My heart still beats, even the life I live now. My heart still beats every time I have to go outside. It does subside when I've been outside for a bit, And especially when I'm quite close to home, I do feel a lot more at ease now. But back in the day when I was 17, wasn't going out at all. And so I reduced my whole wardrobe to 2 pairs of jeans, like 4 t-shirts and 2 hoodies, 5 pairs of socks, 5 pairs of underwear and 1 pair of shoes. And like a pair of boots I think I had as well, because I was in my era, like this was the time in YouTube especially, I think my whole life now, my parents worked full time, so I was at home, I lived with my parents at the time, I was at home all day, and no friend, I didn't really have any friends, I had my people online, and everything was online. I had people who I love dearly, but they were online, and so the only information I was getting was from when I would speak to people online or from YouTube. And at the time, YouTube was going through everyone was going through the minimalism phase. Like for some reason, it became really big very shortly after I found it. I don't know if I found it just as it was taking off, or whether I just found it and it just coincidence happened. But it was around the era of YouTube where it was all about minimalism, veganism, and zero waste. That's when I was at home all day, chronically online, right? Which, all of that was a disaster waiting to happen, because I had, if I can find the picture, it's on my website, these were my friends. It's going to look stupid if I don't have a picture. If I don't have a picture, plants on my windowsill from, not the house I live in now, not the house my parents live in now, back in my hometown, but the apartment we actually lived in before that. We'd gone through like 10 houses or something in my life, but we lived in this apartment. And I remember my mum taking me, this was when I was getting better. My therapist at the time was a psychiatrist I was seeing like the top psychiatrist at the time, was like, take Alex to like somewhere, stay with Alex, but like somewhere that isn't busy. So my mum ended up taking me to like garden centres, and I found joy in like these cactuses, like, and I think there was an aloe vera plant as well. I don't know, you've seen the picture, if I've still got the picture. It is on my website, it 100% is on my website. Anyway, what was I getting up to with the story? So yeah, I became quite a radical minimalist in this time, because that was the only thing I was consuming, was minimalism content and zero waste content. And this was the time I've sold them now actually on Vinted. That's where I got a lot of my money now. Vinted. Sold my little set of bamboo cutlery, which was quite sad, but I've used it about once and I've had it for 10 years, set of like bamboo cutlery. It was around that time, right? And at that time I was writing really, really long. Remember when I used to like write online? Like that was the thing, wasn't it? I mainly just do YouTube now. I do keep saying I'm gonna write more. I just don't have the time. And so, is my phone on silent? I need to make sure my phone's on silent. It's now. And so I was writing about like my childhood and how through my teen years, like my parents were they're not hoarders per se, but they're clutter accumulators is what I'd like to say. They just like to accumulate clutter, especially my dad. My mum not so much, but my dad especially. And so I automatically did as a kid anyway, and I had all the toys and everything. But when I became a teenager, I was like, I don't want all this stuff. It's causing me a lot of distress. It's always dusty, it's always dirty. You know, it takes me and my mum a long time to clean it as a kid and all that sort of stuff. And so I started selling stuff even as a teenager. But I had these guitars. These 2 guitars, or no, one, I think I had one guitar. And this guitar my mum got for me from a car boot sale. For those who don't know what a car boot sale is, if you're not in England or whatever, they're like, think garage sales in the US, but I don't know if the US has an equivalent to specifically car boot sales, but everyone drives, they're like 6 o'clock in the morning, everyone drives onto like a field. Like the one I used to go to all the time was on a football pitch, and right now that's been like completely like cancelled now, because the football pitch people were complaining that people doing this car boot sale were leaving rubbish behind, and like the football team would have to clean it all up before the matches, so they've like banned them so they've got to find a new venue now. But it's usually like on a field or in like a big car park, and everyone like who's selling gets to go in like an hour before the buyers, so the sellers will kind of form the people who work there tell you where to park, and they park in like a square or a circle or row formation. You open your boots, or you keep it closed, I don't know, you get a table out, you've got to pay like £7 per table, and you just sell things on it, but it's on a field with other people selling everything. It's like a big jumble sale, but with everybody else doing jumble sales as well, and like you sell like your junk. You sell your junk there, right? Where was I up to with the car boot sales? My mum got this guitar for me from a car boot sale when I was about 8, right? I've never had any interest in learning a guitar, by the way, ever. I've never really been a musical person. I was a dancer as a kid and as a young teen, but I was never musically inclined really at all. Like, I've got a all right singing voice. I did used to go to singing, and I did play the flute as a like in school, and all that. And I was in a choir, and I did line dancing as well, but never like a guitar, right? But my mum came home one day with this brown guitar, like a natural coloured guitar, and I kind of just sat there. Now this was going back like the early 2000s, early 2010s time. There wasn't things online like there are now. It wasn't like, I use Musician and like Simply Piano and Simply Guitar and Simply Sing. Like, there's so many apps now that you can just pay like £100 a year subscription and you've just got all these lessons at your fingertips. There wasn't that then. And my parents, we lived from paycheck to paycheck. They could not afford lessons for me. YouTube wasn't really a thing then. So how was I meant to learn this guitar, right? Anyway, so it just sat in my thing. I don't have the capacity to learn it myself. I wouldn't know what to do. I didn't have any books on it. So it just sat in my house for years and years and years, but I couldn't, you'll read it in the articles. I was like, I still kept that stupid guitar, right? And it was literally one of the last things that I sold going into like my 16, 17 years. And that was a really weird way to word that. When I was like 16, 17, that's when I finally actually let go of the guitar, was then. When I moved into, I think it was the house one with the plants. I think when I moved into that apartment, that's when we finally did like a declutter before we moved, because we were going from a house into an apartment. It was finally when I was like, right, I need to get rid of the guitar because I'm not going to learn to play it. And I got rid of the guitar. I sold it. I think we must have done a car boot sale. Instead of buying things, we sold things there. And now, you know, it's 2025, I pay for it, because I've been playing the keyboard now for a couple of years, and I've been singing for a couple of years, like with lessons. So I've got yearly subscriptions to Musician and yearly subscriptions to Simply, or the whole Simply series, the Simply Draw, Simply Sing, Simply Guitar, Simply Piano, and so I pay for a subscription for that whole bundle, right, because it was just cheaper than buying them individually. So I've got the Simply, and I was like, why don't I just get a guitar? So that's why there's a guitar. You can't actually even see it. I put it here because I was like, oh, you're going to see the guitar. But no, got a guitar. Don't know a single note on it. That's as good as I can do so far. But no, there's apps now. Because my mum's like, you had a guitar, Alex, and you never learned it. Like, yeah, because like there wasn't apps back then, but there's apps now. And I'm now an adult, you know, making adult money. And so one day when I'm not so anxious, maybe I can actually pay for like private lessons. Maybe one day, if like I go through the whole Musician and Simply Piano / guitar, all that sort of stuff, and I haven't really noticed much improvement, because I'm the sort of person who will get into a bad habit. Like, that's why I'm not good at singing, because I need like an instructor to tell me what I'm doing wrong, because if I don't know what I'm doing wrong, I'm going to keep doing the wrong thing until it literally becomes a habit I can't break, you know what I mean? That was a bit of a tangent. I'll have to put a timestamp saying unboxing starts at like 14 minutes or whenever it is, but that's the story on the guitar. Yes, I did write a whole article about how I needed to get rid of the guitar, and I got rid of the guitar, but then it's been 10 years. You know, a lot of life has happened in 10 years. A lot's happened. What did I say to someone the other day? I was like, I feel like I've lived 26 lifetimes in 26 years. Anyway, time for the unboxing. So for the first two items, I got these. They're brand new with tags on, but I got them off Vinted. Yeah, because I saw them and I haven't allowed myself to take the tags off, because I was like, I got these like a month ago, like just after I did the last unboxing, which was exactly a month ago as I'm filming this. And I was like, no, they're going to be in the unboxing video. So that's why they're not in a plastic packaging, because everything else wrapped in plastic. Absolutely diabolical. But this is a pair of Heat Tech knitted tights, size large. So I have this jumper that I want to wear with this skirt that I want to wear, but I don't have any tights to go with it. And I think it will look quite nice. So I can finally wear it now, because like, I really want to wear that outfit, but I don't want to unbox the tights. I can wear it now. Now the weather's getting colder, because it is Heat Tech, which I don't know what that means. I don't know the science behind it, but apparently it keeps you warm. Some sort of Korean technology or Japanese technology, wherever this place is from. So this is an Airism. This is the exact same bra cami that I got in my last one, but I saw this for £4 on Vinted with the tag, and it's green, and I have like a green, again, I'll be taking pictures if I put these outfits on. I'll be taking pictures if I don't. I didn't get many last time, but I've got a koala hat, which is pretty much the exact same colour as this, and I was like, this, I've got a brown jacket as well, you'll see if I wear, it'll all go in my head, if it all works out, it will go well. I'm just got my table here, because I've been crafting on my floor, so I moved my table. That's why there's no table in front of me right now. This is a Heat Tech, don't know if it's a t-shirt, the warmest of all Heat Tech innerwear, warm, ultra warm Heat Tech, high neck, long sleeve t-shirt, women. So I want to have a feel of it actually. Shall we move you down a bit? Probably won't need to actually, if I move you down a bit. This is I got this off Vinted as well. Love Vinted, chat, love Vinted. This is a Hollister size 14, so it's quite baggy on me because I'm like between 12 and a 14. Jumper, Hollister. It was like £2. I was like, oh my god, love Vinted. Absolutely love it. I want to have a feel of this because I needed outfits. I've got this long trench coat, right? And it's not really a trench coat. I've never got any decent outfits to wear with it, and so it's like a turtleneck, like a thin turtleneck, because I'm someone who sweat. I could sweat like in the Arctic. I sweat all the time. Gross, but like I don't know if it's like because of anxiety. I've been prescribed propranolol now, which is like it's not really an anti-anxiety medication, but it's meant to reduce heart rate. So we'll see if that helps. These clothes always smell weird. So this is it's like a thick t-shirt, and like I don't know if the camera picks that up, but it's like a fleecy, it's like, what would I describe the thickness as? This is quite thick up here. I'm not going to put it on because I've got no t-shirt underneath this. But if, obviously, I need to put me slightly to the side so we can get pictures if we're going to get pictures. So it's kind of like a really thin hoodie. I have a hoodie actually, it's on my bed. I don't wear it because reasons. But it's that same thickness of like, yeah, it's like a thick t-shirt, like a really thick or very thin hoodie. I don't know if it's baggy or not. I got a size large. It feels quite stretchy, like really like a loose sort of stretch. So if I put it on, I might put it on with the trench coat so I can see what it looks like in my head. But yeah, if I don't take pictures, I don't take pictures. I'm not gonna. I remember running around my house like a headless chicken the day I wanted to upload the last video, and I was like, oh, I don't have any pictures. Anyway, sorry for the rustling. I haven't talked about the plastic yet. This is a polo shirt. So, forgot why I got this. Cannot remember why I got this. I think it's because I'm now in like, not a theatre, well it is a theatre group really, a theatre group, and they're doing Greece at the moment, and I'm not in it because I started late, so they're doing Greece for the next 6 months. They said like I could have a part if I wanted one, but I'd rather just like help with props, so I've got to wear all black, and so I've got a black polo shirt because that's what they wear, so I wanted to fit in. So this is a man's one, size large, airism again, don't know what that means, but it's good quality, very thin feeling. Is it silky the whole way through, so it doesn't feel the same on the outside as it does on the inside. The inside kind of feels, I don't know if it picks it up, but it's kind of like shiny. It feels really soft. So that's fun actually. That'll be nice. I hope it doesn't. Yeah, it looks like it creases easily. But that's what that's for, maybe, or just a polo shirt because I just think they look smart without trying to look too smart. You know what I mean? Belt. I don't know what size belt I got. I think there was either large or medium. And I wanted a belt with like a metal, like a silver metal clasp. I have one with a black metal clasp, but it's really old, that belt. I got that belt years ago. Oop. Don't talk about your rustling, Alex. And so this is a woman's belt. I think my other belt was a man's belt. And so this was a large. Don't know the prices of these things actually. This was £24.90, this belt. I forgot how much I paid for these, but they were originally £19.90, but I didn't pay £19.90 for them. I'm guessing I paid under a fiver for them off Vinted, but they are originally £19.90 if you're wanting to buy them from the shop. This, the polo shirt is £24.90. Now I don't think there were any offers on any of these clothes this time, but there may have been. I can't really remember. The top, the turtleneck top or the high neck top was doesn't say how much it was, but we'll just say about 30. I think it was something like that. Does it not have a tag on it? Can't tell you how much that one was, sorry. I paid £4 for this one, but they are originally £19.90. They like that price, don't they? £19. £19.90, they like that one. Let's put them up there. Next, we have, what were these? Smart ankle trousers. Oh yeah, these are smart trousers for my blazer that I've already got. Probably won't get a picture of these. They just feel funny, don't they? They don't feel funny, they feel nice. Right. So these are a size large. These were £34.90. They've got clips. Any other clips? No? So that's what I was on and ahhing between extra large and large. My hair was actually looking alright today because I washed it and blow dried it this morning before I went out to my parents' house. I had to like go to my parents' house early this morning and wait in for this because they needed a code, which is better than last time, because last time they just delivered it to any random address, but I think a lot of people that's happened to, because they now, like the past couple of weeks, I got an email saying that DPD instead of Yodel will be delivering it now, and they're going to need a code, so they email you a code and then you've got to give that to the delivery driver. And I was really anxious all day, and I sat there all day, I didn't eat, I didn't do anything, and I was practicing the code. 3703, or no, 5704, I think it was 5704 the code was, because I was practicing it all day. Did I say the price of these? £34.90. They come with a spare button, but yeah, I got a size large in them. I don't want to, because my top's really cropped, but they're just smart trousers. Don't know what else to say. If I ever put my suit on, sometimes I just want to put my suit on, I will put it on and I'll put a picture up. If not, then I won't. But that's what they're for, because if I ever need to dress smart, like for an event, I don't have any smart pants. I would have had to wear jeans, and I hate wearing jeans. They're just not very comfy, so that's that. What are you? Black. Women linen blend easy pants. These are literally called linen blend easy pants because they're like the ones we got last time, but those really dig in, because I got a large. I'm not a large, I'm an extra large in a lot of pants. Well, I'm a large in every shop, apparently, apart from this one shop. I don't know if this is because this is like Japanese inspired, and like these sizes in like Japan are smaller, apparently. So yeah, just sharing what I've heard through the grapevine. So yeah, these are stretchy. Love the labels in these clothes. I could cut them all out, but I don't cut labels at my own clothes. So these are stretchy. So these are going to be for a trip that me and my mum are going on. How much were these? Can we guess? £19.90. I don't know why everything's £19.90. So I got a black pair, and I got what they call the natural pair as well. So they were £19.90 each. One in black. And this one, which I won't bother unboxing on camera because I don't like the rustle, is like a beige. They're beige, pretty much. That's them. Next, what are you? What are you? Femi. Oh, a woman pleated skirt. So this is a skirt, which is quite a short one, probably for me trip. I think that's, don't know why, because I've just bought everything that was in my wish list, because I had a basket which I bought last time, and then I had my wish list and I just moved everything from because it wasn't out yet, and so I think it was just for my trip. What's with all this packaging? Like, was there really any need? Anyway, so this is a skirt. Very fun, very cute, I think. This would have looked nice with a white polo shirt. I feel like I'm going to play tennis. Maybe I'll get a white polo shirt next time. Or if I see one on Vinted, I'll get it. This was £24.90. That's fun. Does it have waist adjusters in them? No, why would I have waist adjusters in them? For those just tuning in, you'll only be really confused. Got a thing for labels, absolutely love them. I have done since I was 2 weeks old. And my mum likes to tell me the story. Mum picked me up and she laid me onto my nan's silky, like satin bedspread. I was 2 weeks old. I put my thumb in my mouth and I started to rub the pillowcase. And since then it's been history, whatever the phrase is. I have autism. And it's kind of been my way of self-soothing as a child, for meltdowns and stuff, and I kind of just kept it. I don't know which way this is meant to go. That way, because I think the labels have always gone on that side, because in my brain the way I've remembered it is I suck my right thumb, can't suck my left thumb, never have, never will, hate it, tastes disgusting, no. And so the labels are always on the left of clothes, so that's how I know what side labels go on. And so do they have shorts underneath? That's what a skirt is, Alex. Yes, they do. How fun is that? Did I say what price that was? Was it £24.90? £24.90. That's fun. Next, last, boots. So, are my boots in here? No, not talking to them actually. Because I worn down the soles on them, so I replaced the soles and I've worn down them as well. All like the, I don't know what it's called, the synthetic like plasticky stuff on the outside of these boots are like rip-offs of Doc Marten sort of style boots. Ripped all that off as well. Very old boots, so I really needed, especially now we're getting into winter again. Really needed some new boots. So I got these in a size 6 because that's my size. This was the Uniqlo C brand, which I got a hoodie. It's actually drying, or is it dry already? Don't know, it's either just gone off the air or it's already on the air. And it's just very good quality kind of fabric, so I was like, I'm going to get the boots. So these were on my wish list until they came out, and so I'm going to stop. Why? Just suppose it protects them, I guess. They're pretty. They're pretty. I'll show you this properly in a minute and put the paper off. They're fun. So I do a gardening club. I'm the youngest person there by like at least 20 years. And I feel like I'm a little old woman now. And so I was like, oh, these are going to be my gardening boots. Look how fun they are. Can't remember what I paid for these, probably an arm and a leg. How much were you? Oh, £49.90 these were. So that's them. They've got a zip on the insides of them, and then they've got laces as well, which they're literally pretty much exactly the same as my other ones, but hopefully better quality actually. So I love how over half of this video was me chatting about a guitar that I probably will not learn how to play. I am getting there though, I did do like one of my little online lessons yesterday, which was teaching about the riffs on them. We're not talking about you anymore, right? That's that. So that's really it actually. That was what I bought. If I take pictures in these items, outfits that these items are going to make up, I will be putting pictures up as and when I talk through it. But yeah, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed. I don't know when this video is going to come out. I'm filming this in September actually. This video probably might not even come out this year. I'll try and get this video out this year. It just depends which order I put them out in, because I film like 4 months in advance. But I don't really want this video to come out next year. That seems a bit weird, but that's what you do. That's what happens when you record so many months in advance. I just realised that frame is wonky. Like half the frame fell off because I stick things on with like no more nails tape. Got ID'd actually. Did I mention this on a video? Probably not. I got ID'd for no more nails tape. Not the glue, not nails, tape. Double-sided tape. I got ID'd for it. Right, okay. It's like, firstly, like, okay, you look young, but why do you need to be 18 to buy tape? We're not even going to get into it. So, yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. Don't know what video is going to come next, because this is going to be the second part to the 2-part series of my clothes unboxing, which is taking like a whole month to complete. But, I'll see you in the next video.